Every person that gives to CCHD, you know, makes a difference in somebody's life.
You're giving your money for something, for a cause.
Catholic Campaign for Human Development provides much-needed resources that we can use to help do this organizing work, and it's money that is unbelievably well spent to help make our world a little bit better place to live.
As a community, we are not able to experience independence. We want to, but we don't know how.
The big part of Progress Center's mission is to keep people with disabilities out of nursing homes and living in the community. There's not enough infrastructure of housing in which people with disabilities can remain living in the community.
Our staff live with disabilities every day, so we are uniquely positioned to understand and to work with and assist people with disabilities in the community.
We address the youth in our community who suffer from violence, lack of family stability, poverty. We just provide a safe place where our youth can come with their families, but mostly we have young males who come here to find safety.
Organizations like this, it help us get off the street, get back in school, just give us something to do, you know, instead of being out here in all this negativity.
We're able to provide jobs for many of our youth, and especially here in the summer. Through the funding, we were able to create a place of beauty, a place of serenity, a place of spirituality.
Like, it helps people like me become better people. If, you know, they see me doing something good, they probably want to do something good too, especially younger kids. You know, we all deserve better.
As the saying says, you know, how the story began, we cannot change. But what we can do is help it to change in its future.
Pre-United Power, I was like this big sleeping giant. So United Power has given me the opportunity to flourish as a leader and to do something about the issues. We worked on the Grove Street apartments. I have been motivated, I have been empowered, and I've been shaken out of complacency.
United Power for Action and Justice builds relationships. Building off of those relationships creates the ability for people to work together on social justice issues like access to affordable housing, immigration reform, access to health care, and gun violence. We always say in United Power that if you want to make progress on an issue, you need to organize people and you need to organize resources.
As a person who's interested in housing for people with disabilities, I want you to know that the demand outweighs the supply.
Our mission is to collaborate with low-income immigrant workers to develop the tools necessary so that in a collective manner we can improve their social, economic, and labor conditions. We particularly work specifically with street corner day laborers and also domestic workers. And while they're waiting for work, you know, there's English classes, construction workshops, there's Cafe Chicago.
Yo los sábados voy a las tiendas donde nosotros distribuimos el café y ellos lo venden, y entre más demostraciones haga y más café vendamos, entonces más nosotros en Unión Latino para ayudar a los jornaleros, a las trabajadoras del hogar.
I remember meeting with folks from CCHD when we had no worker center. They saw how we were back on the streets working with the day laborers, and we had this vision saying, hey, we want to provide a space, a storefront where we can make all these dreams happen.
Domestic violence is a huge problem. It plagues our communities and destroys our homes. Because we began to serve victims of domestic violence and talk about it, many came forward.
Throughout 15 or so years, we were living in domestic violence.
I decided to come here, not for counseling for me, but to tell my kids that we were gonna get a divorce.
They sent us to two different groups. He went to the men's group and I went to the women's group.
When I started coming to the men's group, I realized that most of the things that I was doing, that I thought it was right, was wrong.
One of the biggest things that we learned in this program was to communicate.
A big thank you from the bottom of my heart, because without programs like this, my wife and me would not be together, definitely.
So today we have 7 full-time counselors on our staff which I believe is the largest domestic violence program of any parish in the United States.
The Catholic Campaign for Human Development calls us to sow the hope that Jesus Christ brings by shaping our society on God's love, opposing injustice, and saturating our common life with charity and truth.
Thank you to everybody who's been a supporter of the Catholic Campaign for Human Development.
I don't know what we would do without CCHD funding, and the youth are, the families are, we as staff are extremely grateful.
If you really want to help people pull themselves up by their bootstraps, organize themselves to defend their rights, the Campaign for Human Development, I think, is a marvelous way.
Thank you for supporting the Catholic Campaign for Human Development. May God bless you for your generosity.
Thank you, CCHD.